Tiny Existential Book Reports with Ian Merrigan presents A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens.
Marley was dead, to begin with. That's indisputable fact. Scrooge knew it. He just hadn't scraped his name off the plaque above the office. That would cost. And Scrooge had cash, but he liked cash. How it piled up in neat little stacks.
Bob Cratchit,
His clerk.
touch that coal basket and be not only fireless, but fired to match it.
Bob Cratchit's fingers, hovering above the coal, retracted, instead fastening his threadbare jacket. Now this was Scrooge to a T. He liked the cold wind blown. He loathed humanity, but loved to squeeze him close on alone. His eyes were red, his lips were blue. He worked his skin to the bone. He was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone. Now once upon a time, London fog, and the weather was bleak. Scrooge was busy in his counting house on Christmas Eve. It was as dark as night, though it was only like 3 in the afternoon. Scrooge's nephew Fred burst in the room.
Merry Christmas, Uncle. Bah humbug, be gone.
Christmas a humbug? Uncle, you're wrong. Just hear the words in all the carolers' songs. They sing of profit, not for pockets, but in all of us, synonymous, regardless of bonds. Bob Cratchit stood to applaud, but stopped with a look from his boss that said,
Disregard your bonds and you'll be out of your job.
Uncle, I didn't come to interrupt. I don't mean to rob your time, but tomorrow, please come to our house to dine.
Humbug.
And his nephew Fred was gone on his way. Scrooge dispatched 2 charity cases the same way. He looked to Bob and said,
Suppose tomorrow you want the whole day.
If convenient.
Humbug. Be all the earlier the next day.
And he closed up shop. Remember now the words that I said. It's been 7 years to the day that Jacob Marley's been dead. So upon coming home, imagine his dread when Scrooge's door knocker transformed into Marley's head. He double-locked the doors and ran upstairs to sit in dark and think. He liked the dark. It suited him, and it was cheap. That's when he heard the sound of a bell ringing and a chains clink.
Humbug,
said Scrooge.
I don't believe.
But then the room was filled with spectral moaning and a haunted glow. Scrooge, I've come to help.
Then do and go.
You're doomed to hold a boon of change for all the pain and woe inflicted on your fellow man. Instead of love, your funeral will be initiation to the weight of hate and suffering you've wrought unless you heed my words. Scrooge was desperately distraught. The ghost of Marley's chains engulfed the room. His angst was clearly visible.
How might I avoid your fate?
3 spirits soon will visit you. Heed them, Scrooge. Change your wicked ways. Do it now tonight, or it soon might be too late.
I will, Marley. But tell me what's to be done.
Expect the first ghost when the bell tolls 1. See you back here for Stave Two when the bell tolls 1.
Tiny Existential Book Report with my dad.